we're going to be joined by Paul Joseph Watson in just a moment. He's going to talk to us about this appalling story that he reported on yesterday. Was picked up by Drudge, a woman who was forced to strip naked at gunpoint during a terrifying SWAT raid. This is Homeland Security coming into her home. And, of course, as usual, we don't get any explanation as to why they did this. Still, as far as I know, there's no explanation about it. But Paul's going to go over those details with us. Paul, welcome.
Hi, David. Good to be back.
It's good to have you. This is amazing to me. And, of course, as I said in the very first segment, I feel like we've all been essentially stripped naked by Homeland Security. They watch everything we do. Nothing escapes their scrutiny. And we dare not question it or look them in the eye. And, of course, they don't give us any explanation. Have they ever given any explanation to this woman or to her boyfriend, husband?
No, this merely came out on YouTube and a Tea Party website over the past couple of days. So DHS has said nothing about it so far. All we know about it is what the woman involved in the incident told us. So while it's still up in the air, as he said, the details that she described were shocking, to say the least.
Yeah, tell us some of those details that are in your article.
Well, this is basically a couple in Florida. They were the victims of a dawn raid on their home by both police and DHS agents. They basically burst into the house at 6 a.m. The couple were in the shower. They just got out of the shower, so they were wrapped in towels. And the DHS agents pointed guns at them and demanded that they disrobe. So you had basically a naked woman being forced onto the ground at gunpoint. The woman's boyfriend said that one of the DHS agents then proceeded to ogle her naked body up and down like, quote, a piece of candy. And after that, they spent 2 hours trashing their house. Said apparently they were looking for electronics and laptops. Now, they did have a warrant. They claimed they were looking for electronics and laptops, but the woman claims that they didn't even remove any electronic material. They showed little interest in what was on the computers and the laptops. And basically, it was described as a feeding frenzy. She described it as, quote, 2 hours of pure hell. They trashed the house and left again. So, as he said, it ties into these fears, which were, again, brought forward by John W. Whitehead of the Rutherford Institute earlier this week, which is that the DHS itself is turning into this kind of national police force, this standing army that is increasingly becoming outside of the law. It's being used for numerous different purposes, spying on protesters, conducting raids, as we see in this case. So it's part of this growing fear that the Department of Homeland Security is turning into this feared federal national police force with no regard for the Constitution whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's an article from The Guardian today talking about another egregious case where they basically did a SWAT team raid, threw a flashbang grenade into the crib of an 18-year-old, and if he survives, he's going to be severely impaired for life. And they're sounding, The Guardian is now sounding like the New American. It's amazing. You know, 30 years ago, the John Birch Society warning us about the federalization of the police.
Well, because they're targeting both left and right. I mean, we've seen the DHS, they post their FPS agents outside Tea Party protests. We know that they were also involved in cracking down on the Occupy movement. They were caught spying on environmental protesters via the Federal Protective Service. So they're targeting both left and right of the political spectrum, which is why, as he said, now the Guardian's reporting on it. People are starting to realize that this crackdown is on all of us, no matter our political persuasion. And I think the wider point is the fact that we know they're treating the American people more and more as the domestic enemy. That's why they're buying these armored vehicles, these Bearcat vehicles, not even buying them, being given them by the Department of Defense. They just have to pay for the cost to go and pick them up. So they're becoming more militarized. They're buying equipment that was used on insurgents in Afghanistan and Iraq. So again, we ask the question, who are the new insurgents? And as the DHS itself and other federal authorities have said, you know, it's veterans, it's Tea Party people, it's anyone that's basically political.
You are watching the best of The Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.